Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the content fatigue for The Sims right now is a little real. Not even a month into 2025, the Sims team has released 5 total kits in celebration of 25 years of The Sims. Try saying that 5 times fast. There's another 5. While I chose not to get all of the kits, specifically, I didn't buy the 5th one, which focuses primarily on cast, because I hate cast. Oh my god, I hate divas. This is Garrett from the editing chair. I do not hate cast. I hate cast kits. Also, apparently, I don't know what looking in the camera is. I did think it would be fun to go through a sort of quick review of all of the other kits so that if there's anyone out there who's thinking about buying them but is on the fence, they can get a sort of all-encompassing view of what's in them and make the decision for themselves. Or if you want my personal opinion, I am always down to offer my unsolicited advice. So let's get into the game and look at what these kits have to offer. Despite my aforementioned dislike of cast, we will be starting this video in Create a Sim to look at some of the items that were added with the Secret Sanctuary kit, and for the purposes of this portion of the video, I will be using this Marilyn Monroe sim that I'm also using for my career legacy, which was created by BBGamer05 on the gallery. Now, before I even go into build mode, I just want to stop right there, time out, and tell you guys that I understand the vibes of the clothes. I think the clothes are cute. I think the stuff that they added in Create a Sim is cute. Did I need to see it here? No. Would I have preferred the build kit stay only build items? Yes, and I will say the same thing just right now for Casanova Cave. I would have preferred the build kits stay build kits because that's what they are supposed to be. I would have preferred no cast items if for no other reason than to give us more build items, but I digress. Let's just get into build mode and finish off this kit so we can get to the rest of them. So originally I thought it would be a good idea to take you guys through item by item and swatch by swatch, and then I realized that that is going to take a really long time to do. So for the benefit of people who like to see all of the swatches laid bare, I have put every item from the Secret Sanctuary kit onto this lot for you to look at in every single swatch that is available. You can see that a lot of these things come in some fairly neutral swatches, nice wooden tones, which are usually in the sort of middle of every row. And then we have some things that are a little bit more specific, like the pink, the blue, the red, and the green. Overall, I would say I am not disappointed in the swatch selection in this pack. Honestly, it's really good. There's enough to go with every different build color scheme, every build style. I haven't yet tried to mix a lot of these items with other things in the game. So for example, you know how some things like the wood tones from cats and dogs don't necessarily mix with seasons. I'm not sure how well this would mix with a lot of the stuff in the game, but based on first impressions, it does look like a lot of these wood tones would go well, specifically with some of the newer things from newer packs, so there's a lot to be said there. Now, unfortunately, because of the asset space taken up by the cast items that came with this kit, we are faced with a little bit more of an empty build buy selection, but there are 12 items here in total, and among the 12 items, I have selected 3 that I consider to be real standouts among the rest of the pack. The first 2 are, of course, right here. I think this bookcase is phenomenal. It's really cute, it's nicely cluttered, it has some rocks for our crystal girlies. This is like an amethyst geode, kind of looks like a potion bottle. We have some candles. It's very cute. You could also say it's perfume, but for like lore purposes, if you're building a magic sort of situation and you want something a little bit more understated in your magical house. And just overall, I feel like among the stuff in this pack, this is something that I would probably use the most, especially in my builds that are for more rich, like well-off Sims, and that have a more sort of clean, traditional aesthetic. Now, going along with the bookcase, my second favorite item in this pack is the door. This is a functioning bookcase door that slots right alongside any of the bookcases that came with the pack. And I will show you what they look like together. So you grab this and this, you'd put them on the wall together like this, and they blend fairly seamlessly together. You can still tell that this is, of course, a door as opposed to a normal bookshelf, but when you compare it to some of the other things that we have in the game, this is a standout by far because it just looks a lot better. And as you can see right here, this door does come with 3 individual item slots on each shelf. So if you want to put more items there, you are free to clutter it up as you wish. I wouldn't suggest all placing things on here because I do think if you plan for it to be functional, it's going to look a little bit wonky when the items are just floating in the air, but you have the option to slot certain things onto the shelf if you would like. Now, my final standout for this pack is actually the couch. I saw this couch in the preview first, and it was one of the things that made me the most excited for this pack. While we have another couch that is somewhat similar in vibe, I think this one looks so much better, and I just really like it. I know that it's probably not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but for me, this is really a standout among the rest of the items in this pack. Now, if I was present at the pitch meeting for the designs present in this pack, there are a couple things that I would have liked to have seen as opposed to other aspects that were added, and I do want to take a minute to tell you about them. I think this pack would have been a lot better if it had a full living room sort of set. I know the focus isn't living room, but if it came with, say, a rug, a wall paper, or something of that nature, a flooring, and then an accent table, it really would have helped flesh out sort of like decorating an entire room space with this, because yes, it is supposed to be your secret sanctuary, but at the very least, a great argument could be made for having a rug, for having a coffee table that sort of matches the vibes, an accent table, and then a wallpaper. I think wallpaper is something that should come in every build kit, to be honest. I would like to see at least one wallpaper, but that being said, overall I am not disappointed by this kit. I do just wish, like I had mentioned previously, that we had focused more on the build items and hadn't really had the cast inclusions. However, I will say I am very biased in that. Not everybody shares that. I've heard from many people that they really like the cast, but the cast feels like it's taking away from the build items in this moment. Now, let's move on to the next build kit, Casanova Cave.
Seducted by him, like he's starting to seduce me.
And once again, after a little bit of preparation, here we are with every item from the Casanova Cave kit laid out in every single swatch available. Now, I have a couple of things to say about this one that I didn't mention about the previous one. First, I want to acknowledge my bias in this area. This is not traditionally my building style. Oh my god, I don't know why I talk like I'm doing a school project. I'm giving you presentation, I'm giving you academic. I promise I don't always talk like that. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. When I first saw this kit, I was a little bit more opposed to it than I ended up being based on the vibe of the items alone. That being said, that is no longer the case. As soon as I was able to get into the game and look at these items in game, I immediately realized how much I have been absolutely gnawing at the bars of my enclosure to get more masculine things in The Sims. When I say masculine things, I am referring to I needed wanted something that was giving where the bros hang out, okay? This is not something I ever thought I would say as someone who plays almost exclusively with female Sims. I just needed items that gave the same energy as the Saturdays are for the boys flags. Okay, you know what I mean. The girls that get it, and the ones that don't, and that's okay. That being said, in the spirit of fairness, the same things that I said about Cass apply to this one as they did to Secret Sanctuary. So do with that what you will. I actually just realized that I had placed 2 of the items out of frame and you could not see them, so I wanted to give you guys another look at the broad sort of overview with the record player right here and the little mini fridge added so that you could also see those. Now I'm going to go ahead and just jump into my 3 standout items from the pack. I would say there's more than 3 in this one that really speak to me, but in the spirit of fairness, I picked 3. Okay, so the first standout is this record player. I really like this record player. I think it's really cute. It gives mid-century, which mid-century has slowly started to grow on me, just generally. So something about this record player really brings me a lot of joy. The sort of like side table that it rests on is really cute. It has a vinyl collection in it. It looks like a really nice just vinyl player. It's really, I don't know what else to say. It's so cute. I love this item. Now, something that has actually grown on me the more I have looked at it is this couch. And this feels like a theme because in Secret Sanctuary, I also highlighted the couch as one of my favorite things. I really like the way this couch looks. Again, it's kind of got mid-century vibes. It's very versatile. I feel like it could be used with a lot of different things that we also have in the game, which is always a big selling point for me. And I really like the number of swatches that it comes with and just the colors of the swatches. I know over here it gets a little bit ketchup and mustard, but that's not important. That's just the way I laid them out. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine. And then my third item that really stands out in this pack is this sort of gaming table situation. I think it's really cute and I like the swatches that come with it. These sort of like finished wood swatches. We have the sort of regular like poker table situation, and then the one where you can see a game is clearly in progress, which is nice. It's sort of like a touch of realism and helps add to the cluttered sort of vibe of a room if you're going for that situation, and I really do like that. And it gives my Sims something to do. It's another game table. How can I complain about something to do? Okay, so before we move on to the third kit, Comfy Gamer, I do want to provide a few wrap-up thoughts, some things I maybe would have added again in place of the Create-A-Sim outfits that we received in the Casanova Cave kit. And my biggest thing is, honestly, I would have loved to have seen a pool table in this kit. I know that's kind of a lot asset-wise because the Sims team is always working with a limited amount of assets, but I think it would have been really cool for this to have been where we got a pool table. It fits the overall sort of aesthetic of the kit, and if we are talking about getting rid of all of the cast clothes, I feel like it wouldn't have been as much of an issue. Also, another rug and maybe a side table would have been good as well. I know it's similar to what I said for the Secret Sanctuary, but the kits came with similar items, so I guess it makes sense in essence that they would have similar requests, at least from me. But regardless of my thoughts on those, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let's move on to the Comfy Gamer kit. So this kit is different because it has a lot more clutter than I think any of the other 2 that we have looked at so far, and because of the large number of swatches that every item comes in, I'm not shocked to see how much space this took up on my lot. Of course, with a lot of it being the rug right here, which I do love, by the way, but overall, this kit is pretty solid in the amount of stuff that it has. Obviously, there is a lot more here. Where the other 2 kits had a split of 12 in build by and 14 assets in CAS, this one has a grand total of 30 unique build by items added into the game, all of them being in the buy category. There doesn't seem to be anything wallpaper or flooring, but we do have all of these to look at, and they come in a wide range of swatches, like I said. And honestly, I was a big fan of a lot of the things in this kit, but here's the top 3. So this might be an unpopular opinion, but I really like this little poof seat situation, specifically the swatches that look like a bunch of fruits and then the macarons and the pancakes. I think that's just so cute and I love it. It fills me with a lot of joy, and just thinking about putting this in like my kids' rooms, my teenage rooms, if I'm making a gamer specific space, someone who's into like cozy comfy vibes, all of that really would be elevated by this little guy right here. Second on my list, I want to point out this clutter item, which is so cute. This little like desk organizer moment. It's got some pens in it. It's got some tape, it looks like. We have some stationery. It's really cute. And how many times am I going to say that? I don't know. This just really does something for me. It fills also this sort of void that I have had with clutter items that belong in an office space. So this is arguably to me one of the more versatile outside of the context of the gaming niche. So I could just see it being used in more places. And finally, my third favorite thing that I found in this pack was the little hanging cow plant. It's so cute. Guys, look at this and tell me that's not just the goodest little guy you've ever seen hanging in the corner. I don't know if it's real. It's probably not real. It doesn't look like it is, but regardless, tell me that's not the cutest little guy you've ever seen. I have no words. I just think this is so cute. I love a cow plant. The cow plants are some of my favorite things in The Sims 4, and I just love this little guy, just like I love the one from Realm of Magic that's in the little glass jar, the ones that know. And if you don't, go look it up. It's so cute. It will change your life. I love it. Now, I'm going to be really candid about this one. Honestly, as far as I've used this sort of time in between packs to say I would like to see XYZ added, I'm not sure off the top of my head I could think about anything I want added in this pack. And now we're just going to move on to the final kit. And finally on my kit review spree is the Refined Living Room kit, which was released on January 30th, 2025. Now, from an overview standpoint, I will say that these swatches and these items look amazing. I do not doubt the aesthetic appeal of this kit, but I will also tell you in the same breath, I don't like this one. And based on what I've seen online, I am very much in the minority group of people who do not vibe with this kit. Yes, there are a couple things in here that are fantastic. I love them, and we will get to that. But overall, I'm really not a fan of this one. I feel like it should have come as part of a bigger pack, because this is clearly addressing some of the things we are lacking in this game, and I would have preferred to see them come with a more well-rounded DLC as opposed to just being in a kit. That being said, I have a couple things that are still my favorite things in this pack because it's not all bad. The Sims has never released a DLC that is entirely bad. Just kidding, lol. So the first thing that I really like is this little room divider situation. I vibe with this so hard. I love this little room divider. It comes in so many different wood swatches that are relatively universal in that I could see myself using this regardless of the color scheme in a room. I think this is really nice. It's very aesthetically appealing, visually appealing, and I like the swatch range that it has. Another standout for me is this little column situation. Now, this is also something that's kind of biased because when I lived in an apartment with someone during my college years, they had this like little column situation right here, exactly this one. And so it filled me with a lot of joy to see it in the game. And for that reason and that reason alone, this column is one of my favorite things that I found in this kit. And while it was honestly difficult to decide, I think I'm going to give third place for my favorite things that really stood out in this kit to this little book clutter situation. I am always looking for more clutter, especially when it's book related. So this really is a standout to me overall. I really like it. The swatch ranges are nice. The fact that the books stay the same across all of the swatches, but the book ends holding them together are what changes really stands out to me. It's nice. It's nice because often I feel like whenever we have something of this nature, changing the swatch will also change the items inside, which can get really annoying when you're trying to build, and whenever it changes, you get the bookend that you want, but you don't have the books that you want. So this item just really stands out to me as not having a lot of the swatch issues that some of the other items, especially older ones in the games, tend to have. Hey, so there's also a wallpaper. This is what it looks like. Wow, so pretty. Look at it. It's cute. Oh my god. So with this kit not really being in my build style, I'm gonna be honest in saying that I don't have very many ideas for what could have been added. Maybe an additional rug, because I always need more rugs. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen another plant, because the one plant that we did get is kind of fire, and I think I would have been really down to see another plant. But beyond that, I have no suggestions. I think that kit is well put together for the audience that is meant to serve, and I have nothing to add to it. That being said, now it's time for my sort of final thoughts and final ratings. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put over here a sort of picture of the kit along with my rating, and then I'll tell you whether or not I think you should buy it. And it's going to be a little bit more complicated than a yes or no. I know some people get really annoyed when creators are like, well, for this person, maybe, but this person, no. And so what I will do to simplify that is I will tell you my personal opinion, being would I have bought it for myself if I did not create content for The Sims, and then I'll tell you whether or not I think you, watching at home, should buy this, or if you might want to hold off based on the type of gameplay or building that you traditionally do. Starting off with the Secret Sanctuary Kit, I would rate this pack a 6.5 out of 10. I think that it really suffers from having Cass be included. While the clothes look great, I would prefer personally if there were more build items, especially since kits like the Comfy Gamer and the Refined Living Room kit all came out around the same time and showed what a full-sized kit can be. It feels to me like the Secret Sanctuary kit is the way that it is possibly because they didn't have the ideas to pad the catalog. So they needed to add cast items because they didn't know what else to add in build buy. Would I buy this if I wasn't a content creator? Honestly, no. Would I recommend it to you at home? Honestly, no. As much as I wanted to love it, I just don't feel it. Casanova Cave. I would probably rate this one a 7 out of 10. For similar reasons to Secret Sanctuary, I feel like it's really bogged down by the fact that they combined cast and build by. But this kit does feel a little bit more unique in that it provides us with a lot of things I don't feel like we already have a lot of. Secret Sanctuary, there are stand-in items for almost everything that we got, especially if you have other packs, but Casanova Cave has a lot more unique elements to it that I just feel like we do not have in the game already. Would I buy Casanova Cave if I wasn't a content creator? Yes. Would I recommend it to you at home? Yes. Comfy Gamer. Would I buy this one if I wasn't a creator? Broadly speaking, if it's a yes or no question, no. I would probably prefer something like High School Years or Discover University as far as expansion packs go over the Comfy Gamer kit. Would I recommend it to you at home? Sure. I don't hate it. I think this kit is nice. I like the stuff in it. It's just not something I feel like I would need. Hey, so I also forgot to rate this one. I would give the Comfy Gamer Kit an 8 out of 10. So, if you want it, get it. But this one, I'm not gonna go either way on yes or no. Sure, it depends on what you're feeling. Refined Living Room Kit. Now, I'm gonna be very candid in telling you that I wanted nothing to do with this kit. I didn't want it at all. I had no desire for it to be released. I only bought it because I wanted to be able to review it like this for you guys. So, with that being said, how would I rate this kit? Probably a 7 out of 10. I think the kit is fine. I think there's definitely an audience for this one. And according to the Reddit posts I've seen and the comments on the Reddit posts I've seen, people seem to really vibe with this. So I think there's definitely a community for it that I am just not a part of. Would I recommend this one to you? Sure. like I said, I'm in a minority with this one, so if you are a modern building girly, take the kit, do with it what you will. I support you. Okay, so that video took just a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found the information valuable, and I hope that I was at least mildly entertaining in providing my own opinions, and that they all made sense. I went through and had to redo that last section a couple of times to do the sort of wrap up because I was having a hard time putting my words together, but I didn't want to script that portion because I didn't want it to feel disingenuous. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. If you want to let me or anyone else know what you thought of these packs, also feel free to tell me down in the comments below, and check the description for links to my social media platforms. I mentioned a couple times during this video that I reviewed some of these kits on release day on stream. I stream over on Twitch. My username is HeyItsGarret, and I will put my link in the description. If you would like to follow me there or anywhere else, feel free to look down there for all of my links, and feel free to let me know what type of video you would like to see from me in the future. If you want me to go back and review other packs like this, I'm down. If you want to see more of these with new releases, or you have something else you would like to see, leave it all in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.